Joining me now to discuss this, author of Surviving AI, Callum Chase, who's in Marrakesh for us. Callum, good to see you. As somebody who follows AI closely, like you do, I do as well, we know that this is not new, is it? This grief tech, as it was originally known. How widespread is it, do you think?
Well, morning, Sam. You're right, this isn't new. It's been a theme in science fiction for decades, and there've been a few companies that have done this before. I think it's still pretty unusual. I don't think there's that many people using this technology yet. And I'm absolutely confident that a lot of people's reaction to seeing your package will be yuck. They'll say, this is Black Mirror, and they want no part of it. The thing about technology is it always has upsides and downsides, going right back to our very first technology when we learned how to control fire. Fire can keep you warm, cook your food, keep wild animals away, but it can kill you. And the thing to do is to enjoy the benefits of technology while mitigating the downsides. Another great example is cars. Cars have given a tremendous boost to the global economy and to personal freedom, but they pollute the atmosphere and they kill 1.3 million people every year. So we're solving those problems by moving to electric cars and to self-driving cars. And all technology is the same. We have to find the benefits, enjoy the benefits, and avoid the downsides. And if you are having a yuck reaction to this video, to this package, I think it's worth asking why. Ask yourself why you're having that reaction. After all, these things are really just the natural progression on from taking videos and photographs of our loved ones.
Yeah, I mean, but before we get into the thorny ethical discussion about this, psychologists seem to think that while on one hand people could find this comforting, on the other hand, it just postpones the whole grief process because there's something delusional about it.
I don't think it postpones the grief process. I think it's a way of helping with the grief process. It won't be appropriate for everybody. Not everybody's going to want to use this kind of technology, but it will be appropriate for a lot of people. And I'm sure a lot of people will get a great deal of solace and comfort from it.
And in terms of the ethical issues, where do you see the minefields? I mean, presumably there's a pretty big one around consent of the person who is being brought back to life. Do they need to provide it?
Speaking personally, after I'm dead, I don't think I'm going to be in a position to care very much if somebody's got an avatar of me, but I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't take that view. I think the consent of the subject is important. That shouldn't be disregarded. I think transparency is very important. I think companies should not pretend that what they're doing is recreating the person, and they shouldn't overstate the fidelity of the avatar. But this company that you featured in your package seems to be behaving responsibly. They're not really they're not trying to say that they are bringing the person back to life. And there are some companies who've sailed fairly close to that.
And Callum, your book, Surviving AI, what's your view on the race really to put in place effective AI regulation? What should be the priority? Is it transparency, as you described there?
Transparency is important. It's really hard to regulate AI because it's a sector that's moving incredibly fast, and the knowledge you need to regulate it effectively is very arcane, and we shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think the most important thing is that all of us need to pay attention to AI and to where it's going, and to think carefully about its future implications, not just regulators, but all of us, because we're all going to have to make some important decisions about it as the decades roll on. These sorts of events, like this type of avatar technology, there's going to be more and more of this. It's going to be a civic duty for all of us to have an understanding of what's going on, because at the very least, we're going to have to elect politicians who will make laws, who will regulate these technologies, and in some cases, even perhaps ban them.
All right. Callum Chase, good to talk to you this afternoon. Thank you.
You're welcome.